March 15th, 44 BC, one of the most powerful men in history walks into the Roman Senate, surrounded by politicians, friends, allies, or at least that's what he believed. Within minutes, more than 23 knives would be driven into his body. The men attacking him weren't foreign enemies. They were Roman senators, and among them was someone he trusted. His name was Brutus. But this wasn't just the murder of a man. It was the beginning of the end for the Roman Republic. This is the story of the assassination of Julius Caesar. Before he became the man everyone wanted dead, Julius Caesar was just a young Roman with a dangerous ambition. Born in 100 BC into an old Roman family, Caesar was not born as the most powerful man in Rome. He did not inherit an empire, he did not have unlimited wealth, but he had something far more dangerous, a desire to rise above everyone else. In Rome, power was controlled by wealthy politicians and powerful families. The Roman Republic was supposed to be ruled by the Senate, but behind the scenes it was a world of corruption, competition, and betrayal. Caesar understood this better than anyone. Instead of relying only on his family name, he built his reputation through intelligence, politics, and military skill. He became a brilliant speaker, a clever politician, and eventually one of Rome's greatest generals. His biggest opportunity came when he was sent to conquer Gaul, a vast region that today includes parts of France and Belgium. For nearly a decade, Caesar led his armies through brutal campaigns, defeating enemy after enemy. Every victory made him more famous. Every battle made his soldiers more loyal to him. And slowly, Caesar was becoming something Rome had never seen before. Not just a general, not just a politician, but a man with enough power to challenge the entire Roman Republic. Caesar returned to Rome as a hero. His victories in Gaul had made him richer, more famous, and far more powerful than anyone had expected. But there was one problem. Rome wasn't built to be ruled by one man. The Roman Republic had survived for centuries because power was shared between elected officials and the Senate. No Roman was supposed to become a king. In fact, the very word king terrified the Roman people. But Caesar kept winning. He crossed the Rubicon, defeated his rival, Pompey, and emerged as the undisputed leader of Rome. Soon after, the Senate named him dictator for life. To many ordinary Romans, Caesar was a hero. He gave land to veterans, reduced some debts, and introduced reforms that many people supported. But inside the Senate, the mood was very different. Some senators believed Caesar wasn't saving the Republic. He was destroying it. They feared that Rome's greatest general was slowly becoming its first king. Whether that fear was justified or simply driven by politics and personal ambition, it pushed Rome's most powerful men toward a decision that would change history forever. But removing Julius Caesar would not be easy. He was protected by loyal soldiers, admired by the people, and feared by his enemies. If Caesar was going to die, it couldn't happen on a battlefield. It had to happen somewhere he felt completely safe. Behind closed doors, a group of senators began meeting in secret. Their goal was simple: kill Julius Caesar. According to ancient sources, around 60 senators became involved in the conspiracy, but two names would become unforgettable: Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus. Cassius believed Caesar's growing power threatened the Republic. Brutus was different. He wasn't just another senator. Caesar trusted him. Some historians even believe Caesar treated Brutus almost like a son. That is exactly why his decision shocked Rome more than anyone else's. Together, the conspirators chose the perfect day, March 15th, the Ides of March. The date was March 15th, 44 BC, a day the Romans called the Ides of March. According to the ancient historian Plutarch, a soothsayer had already warned Caesar. He told him, "Beware the Ides of March." As if that wasn't enough, Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, had a terrifying dream the night before. She dreamed that her husband had been murdered and begged him not to leave the house. For a moment, Caesar actually considered staying home. But one of the conspirators, Decimus Brutus, convinced him to change his mind. He told Caesar that if he failed to appear before the Senate, people would think he was weak. So Caesar stood up, put on his robe, and walked toward the Senate. As he made his way through the streets of Rome, a man pushed through the crowd, holding a written warning. It reportedly contained the names of the conspirators, and begged Caesar to read it immediately. But Caesar never opened it. Just a few moments later, he stepped inside the Senate. The conspirators were already waiting. Julius Caesar took his seat. The meeting had barely begun. Then, one senator stepped forward, pretending to present a petition. As Caesar refused, the man suddenly grabbed his toga. It was the signal. A knife flashed. The first blow landed. Within seconds, the Senate erupted into chaos, one after another. The conspirators surrounded Caesar. Knives struck from every direction. By the end of the attack, Caesar had been stabbed 23 times. Ancient sources disagree on how many of those wounds were actually fatal. But one thing is certain: Julius Caesar never left the Senate alive. According to later tradition, Caesar's final words were, "Et tu, Brute?" meaning, "You too, Brutus?" However, most modern historians believe there is no strong evidence that he actually said those words. They became famous centuries later through William Shakespeare's play. As Caesar fell to the floor, the conspirators believed they had saved the Roman Republic. They couldn't have been more wrong. The conspirators expected to be celebrated as heroes. Instead, Rome descended into chaos. Many ordinary citizens mourned Caesar's death. At his funeral, Mark Antony delivered a speech that turned public opinion against the assassins. One by one, the conspirators were forced to flee Rome. Some were hunted down. Others took their own lives after losing the wars that followed. But the greatest irony was yet to come. The men who killed Caesar believed they were saving the Roman Republic. Instead, they helped destroy it. The civil wars that followed allowed Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, to rise to power. He would later become Augustus, the first Roman emperor. The Republic was gone, and an empire had begun. So, why did everyone betray Julius Caesar? The answer wasn't simple. Some feared he wanted to become a king. Some wanted to protect the Republic. Others were driven by pride, jealousy, or political ambition. But in the end, their betrayal changed history forever. Because on the day Julius Caesar died, the Roman Republic began to die with him.